Here today with the 2021 KHSAA Heavyweight State Champion, Branson Smith from Martin County. Now, the thing about Martin County, if you're not familiar, is Martin County just moved up the road a couple miles to their new school, formerly known as Sheldon Clark. But what didn't change was the wrestling tradition that Sheldon Clark, Martin County has. Branson, thank you for being here today.
No problem.
You pretty much marched your entire way through your entire season. Track wrestling says your record was 35-0.
Yep.
I believe it. I know I got to referee you several times that season, and you were, without a doubt, the best. You were the best heavyweight in the state. You deserved to win the title and the tournament of being the 2021 state champion. But as always, we've got Branson's bracket. But before we go through the bracket, you were the 2022, we'll get to that just in a second, 2022 and 2021 heavyweight regional champion. Mm-hmm. 2020, 220-pound regional champion. 2019, you come in second place behind Matt Horn from Johnson Central at 195 pounds. Oh, by the way, Matt Horn went on to win the 195 state championship that year. And in 2018, you also come in runner-up at 182 pounds. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times being in the regional championship. Before we go any farther, tell us, how did you find wrestling? How did wrestling find you? What led you to wrestling?
Pretty much the reason I started wrestling was to get better at football.
Okay.
And I was terrible at basketball. And my dad wrestled in high school, so he just he's like, well, let's try this out. It'll make you better at football. And I just loved it.
Now, kind of catch us up to speed for those that don't know. Tell us a little bit about your dad being on the wrestling team.
He was on the, I think, 94 state championship team.
Okay, I was wanting you to say that.
Yeah.
Ryan was on the 1994 state championship team. You guys need to watch the video with Bruce Stepp. Branson is the second only ever heavyweight from Sheldon Clark, Martin County to win state championship. Of course, the video with Bruce Stepp from 1994. 2021 was the year, though, of Branson Smith. Let's go over your state bracket. Now, in 2021, because of the pandemic, KHSAA split the state up into semi-states. Was the first time they ever done that. So we're going to cover your semi-state round. First round, your quarterfinal round in semi-state, you win a fall over Skylar Talent of Boyd County in 1 minute and 6 seconds. In the semifinals, you win by fall over Israel Tushada from Frederick Douglass in 1 minute 27 seconds. And in the finals, you wrestle Sean May from Pike County Central. You win that in the fall 3 minutes 26 seconds. Now, just a little side note, me and myself, and I remember if it was Josh or if it was Dan, after you wrestled, because you was here at the same high school, we're at Martin County High School, by the way, in the media center. We're doing a little breakfast club vibe. It was either me or Dan, me and Josh, one of your coaches. We'll get to that just in a second. We were talking that we expected you to wrestle Sean May in the championship.
Yeah.
At the following weekend, we was like, man, such a good match. And the way the bracket fell, of course, opposite sides, we was like, wouldn't be surprised if you didn't have to wrestle Sean again in the championship. But we get to the state final round. Clark County, George Rogers Clark High School, in the quarterfinals, in the first round, because it's only 8-man bracket, you win a decision over Tayshawn Marshall from Ryle, a 5-0 decision. That was your only non-pin win of your entire postseason. You win a decision 5-0 over him. He got 5th place that year.
I think I didn't pin 2 kids that year. I was 35-0 with 33 pins, and he was one of the 2 I didn't pin.
When you get to this level, you're going to be wrestling tough kids or tough, I don't say kids, but tough wrestlers.
Yeah.
But 33, that's like Mike Tyson, 33 or 35 wins, 33 by knockout, 35 wins for you. I'm using that Mike Tyson as an example, 33 pins. That's a heck of a average. The semifinals, you win by fall over Ian Hughes of Simon Kenton, who ended up coming in 4th place. So already in your semi-state and the first 2 rounds of the final round, you wrestled the 4th place, the 5th place, and the 7th place kid. In the first place match, you win. Of course you win. We're not going to tell you how. This is a short video, so that might clue you in if you know anything about wrestling. Over Andrew Pottle of Ohio County. So you were at the state finals. You're coached by Josh Muncy and Dan Muncy. We've done videos with those guys. You need to go back and watch them after you watch Branson's. Both those guys are state champions. Both those guys know what it takes to get you there in practice, everything it takes. Mm-hmm. I just like to ask everybody this question just to kind of see what was going on. After you win your semifinals and in between your finals bout, what are you doing? Are you in the bleachers sleeping? Are you listening to music? Are you in the practice room? Kind of what's Josh and Dan telling you? What are you doing on your own?
I wanted to go take a nap, like go to the locker room and take a nap between the matches, but I couldn't. I had to stay on my feet. I had too much energy.
I understand that.
I was ready to wrestle.
I understand. You want to just go right through them, huh?
Yeah, I just couldn't sit down.
Did Josh and Dan both have been there? They both won decisions. They knew what kind of wrestler you. Of course, they said, "Hey, we're Branson's the man." This year, every time I'd see him, Branson's the man, and you were. There was no. Everybody knew it. You were ranked, I think, #1 all year, heavyweight going in. Everybody across the state knew Branson Smith was the number one. He was the top dog. Had the target on his head, the bullseye on his back. Did they give you any there, not through the season, but after you win, they're talking about your finals, did they give you any words of advice, anything that you remember that was like, oh man, I needed to hear that?
Not that I can remember. It was just, Dan had told me, this is probably going to be my last match of my career, so just go out there and no matter what, give it everything I got, just put everything out there on the line, and don't hold nothing back.
Awesome. Now let's talk about that just for a second. Mm-hmm. The state legislature passed a law to where seniors could repeat their senior year. I guess it's a year of school because of the pandemic, not being able to go to school in person. You chose to do that. Mm-hmm. You said that you played football. You played, of course, for Martin County. You were starting fullback, starting on defense. Going into the wrestling season, everybody knew you was coming back. You were the #1. You were the top dog again, as you should have been. Kind of walk us through your football season. Kind of tell the people not familiar what happens to you in football.
Yeah, in football season, I'd say week 2, my shoulder had popped out of place, and from there on out, it just kept on popping out between every game. And I've dealt with that injury pretty much since then till the end of wrestling season. And I got into my semi-state this year, and my other shoulder gave out. I felt it tear as I was pinning the kid, and I knew there was something wrong. I couldn't move my arm, so shoulderless.
I've got Branson semi-state results. Of course, you win the regional championship this year at your heavyweight. Semi-state, just kind of give you an idea here where Branson was as far as repeating as a state champion. Semi-state, you go in, you're 19-0. You didn't get to wrestle but just a few meets before postseason started.
Injuries.
First round, you pin Nick Green from Wayne County, 3 minutes and 27 seconds. Next round, you pin Gary McCauley from Bryan Station in 1:20. The next round, you pin Stephen Whitehead from Madison Southern in 2 minutes and 59 seconds. Whitehead went on to place 5th this year. And then the last round of semi-state, you pinned Deshaun Stevenson from Covington Holmes, 4 minutes and 38 seconds, who went on to place 6th. So you pinned 2 state placers. I don't have everybody else that placed, but I would have to imagine, had you been healthy, there's no doubt you would have repeated. It would have been a good match between you and the Christian County kid. Would love to have seen it.
Yeah. But
it's not the way that the cards fell. But Branson, we're going to celebrate your 2021 bout. I'm sure you've watched it 1,000 times. Yeah. For people that have not seen it, don't talk about the ending. But do you have any recollection of that out before we watch it?
What do you mean?
Was compared to now, a year past, going in to this bout, was there Like, was there something that you expected to happen, something that you didn't expect to catch you off guard? I mean, did you know what you were going to do before you go in? Just kind of give us a general overview of what you were thinking about that match in retrospect.
I kind of went at it the same way I did with every match. It was a lot bigger match, but my game plan was the same. You know, just my main thing is heavy hands. I gotta have hard snaps and heavy hands, and that's what I was focused on going into that match.
All right. Well, we're here in the, like I said, the library, the media center at Martin County High School. Going to pull the video up. Branson, you ready to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
I'm ready.
Now, when you win a state championship, you get all kinds of awards, hardware. Branson, first thing we're going to talk about that you brought today is your 2021 Region 8 Most Outstanding Wrestler plaque. You deserved it. You were, without a doubt, the most outstanding wrestler that year of the region. Next thing we got here is this big bracket, and the sport of wrestling, getting a bracket, especially state championships or any type of postseason award you win, we know that's something you're going to keep and cherish forever. Probably pass it down to your kids, your grandkids, let them see, you know, hey, Dad could do it, Grandpa could do it, whatever. And, of course, you get the Wrestling Coaches Association plaque to hang on your wall. Kentucky Wrestling Coaches Association and the Kentucky Wrestling Officials Association present those, because you're not always going to be able to wear this thing. So tell us about your medal if somebody tries to send me a message. Branson?
Yeah, this is the medal I got, and I mean, it was very important to me, but more than anything, I just wanted my name up on a banner. That's what started my goal to win a state title, was getting my name on a banner. This medal's cool, and it's great, but that's what I was looking forward to more than anything.
And I have a vlog. You guys are seeing a picture of Branson's banner at the old Sheldon Clark gym. I can't find a photo of the wall with all the banners that Sheldon Clark used to have in their old gym with the cardinal and the singlet. If you have it, please send it to me. I'd love for future. I got a lot more Sheldon Clark guys to do videos with. Like I said, with Bruce, you'd walk into the gym, you'd see your 94, 95 team photos. You'd have all those banners in the back of like a Bruce, Archie Step, Josh Muncy.
Steps. There's
just,
so many.
You know, there's so many steps it could have been a staircase. I've been sitting on that line for a long time. I thought of it just a little bit ago. You had Dan Muncy's bracket or banner up, Chris Goss's, all these names. And the reason I love doing this series so much is a name on a banner, a name in a history book or a record book doesn't tell the story that needs to be told. It's great to see, great to have. You're up there forever. Everybody walks in, oh my gosh, Branson Smith, that, you know, oh my gosh, Bruce Stepp, oh my gosh, Josh Stepp or Chris Goss, some of these guys that like we've seen before. It's watching your bout, telling your story, and letting everybody else see it, because there's just so much that people just don't know of what goes into the sport of wrestling, what it takes to have your name on that banner in your gym forever.
Right.
Enough talking. Let's watch this bout. You guys are seeing what we're seeing. We're at George Rogers Clark High School. You're on the KHSAA mat, the main mat. It's showtime, right? Let's do this.
Class from Ohio County, Andrew Powell, and from Martin County.
Let's go, Branson! There we go. Got Joe Catan refereeing. You lock up with him. What are you thinking? What I mean, this is. Go ahead.
I gotta pressure him, get him to pressure me back, because you know with heavyweights they have really heavy feet, and nothing that snap. That's what I was waiting on.
Right.
Saw
There
the
you go.
leg,
Boom.
took it. I hear him trying to work up.
Stand up here. Okay.
Yeah,
you get your two.
And then right here, you know, you've watched my matches. I work a bar. That's
Right.
my big thing. But I didn't keep pressure on him. He kind of got up, and we got into a bad situation here.
Yeah. Okay, potentially dangerous. So you know you've took him down. I'm not going to say with ease, but you took him down pretty easily.
Right. But he gets me right. He don't take me down, but man, he kind of caught me with heavy feet. He snapped me, shot in. I fed him some hips.
Yep.
And he falls over to his hip just about.
There you go.
That's when I get him.
Oh, there he is. Got the fall.
Yeah. Right here, you see me stand up, and I want to flex. That's when my hands came up. I wanted to flex, but the emotions hit me, and I started crying, and I was like, man, I can't flex. I don't know what to do. So that's why I did that.
And we're going to pause it right here. Like I said, you were coached by Josh Muncy and Dan Muncy. Those guys have been your coaches. Of course, your dad, John Stafford, a couple other guys have been around the program for years, but Josh and Dan were your coaches for as long as, probably you've been in wrestling, been around it.
Oh, yeah.
And this is the beautiful part about the wrestler-coach relationship. Other sports, if you've done this, you might be looking at I'm going to say an assault charge, baby. Everybody would be talking about it and stuff. But when this got posted, after your match got posted, everybody was cropping down this one particular point and sharing it. I think it even made a couple of Facebook group, like referee pages or other sporting pages, just because of how the celebration. So, I'll ask you this after we watch it. I got a couple questions to ask you about this. So here we go. Now it's going to cut from this to another homemade or cell phone shot. So you come up, you give Dan a hug. He lifts you up. State champion. You knock up here with Josh, and he goes, oh! Hit the lateral. Dan counts the fall. Was that something you just come up with on the fly, or was it?
Before the match, we were talking, and it was just, Dan looked at me and was like, we got to come up with a celebration if you win. And we started thinking, we thought of that, and I didn't think we was going to do it. And whenever I jump up on Dan and hug him, I'm asking him in his ear, I'm like, are we still doing it? And he says, yeah, go for it. So I grabbed hold of Coach Muncy and I threw him. That was big.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was probably the moment of the tournament. That was probably the biggest celebration. The moment people remember the most is you hitting, your head coach with a lateral right there, right after you won state. And that is the perfect way to end your that season. I don't say your career because did you know you were going to be coming back to wrestle a next year, or would you think you was done, or how did that?
At the time, I didn't.
So perfect way to end a state championship season as a senior, putting your coach on his back, getting the fall.
Yeah.
Everybody in the gym loved. You can talk about that forever. And Branson, I can't thank you enough for coming in today. I've got a bunch more Sheldon Clark, Martin County guys lined up to interview, do videos with, and I was telling Branson off camera, we're filming this on a Friday in March, the first Friday in March. I probably have, and no joke, at least 50, if not more, videos to film. So we're going to be hitting the road hot and heavy. I've got some big names lined up. I don't want to spoil it, but I've got some names of Kentucky wrestling past. You guys are really going to love the content we're going to be putting out. Branson, thank you for coming. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
If you guys can get any videos of years that I don't have, I'm looking for 1991, 1992, and 1993. There are several Sheldon Clark, Johnson Central wrestlers from that era that I would love to get the video footage of. So if you're watching this, you have 1991, 1992, and 1993, or any years in the 80s or the 70s. I would love to get my hands on them. I can convert VHS. I can convert DVD to digital. I just want the footage to have. That way, somebody does contact me, we know there's at least a good digital copy of it. That's all we got for this one. We'll catch you guys on the mats.